Hey guys, how you doing? It's Johnny Berba. Welcome to another evening live stream. I thought I'd make a live stream today, even despite being really exhausted mentally and emotionally, because of going to the gym, and I'm working on a lot of fears myself in my own life, and I'm always trying to help other people to do it as well, especially men. But this is a good tide, so I thought I'd challenge myself, push myself, and try and keep these live streams daily until I start putting out professional videos on YouTube again. I'm just waiting on some relationships to develop with regards to camera equipment, and I'm working on ideas, writing ideas, collecting my thoughts together, looking at what it is that people want and how I could help people and how I could have some fun in the process and get creative and really put out things that are going to really impact people's lives and really connect with people and inspire people, and if anything, just make people have the courage to admit to the fears that they've got in their own life, and then to help them to dive in and start facing them. So in today's live stream, I'm going to be talking about a lesson that I've learned. I learned this a while ago and I'm learning it again. It's one of the things that come up for me, and that's that success in life and facing fears, it's not comfortable. It does hurt. It hurts emotionally. In periods, obviously, it's not like that throughout. Otherwise, there wouldn't really be any point if you're suffering all the time. But in periods, there's a lot of suffering that you have to undergo. And I'm sure now people are starting to talk about it, but we still do live in a culture and a society where it's just not honest. People don't really talk about the truth. They don't admit to their fears. And a lot of people who face fear, sometimes they're not honest with how much they've had to go through in order to face those fears and become successful. And I'm a person that I always kind of expect the truth from people. That's always been important to me in whatever I've been taking part. I've always thought, what's the point of not telling the truth? It doesn't make sense. The truth is the truth is good enough in most things. But what I come to realize about most people is, and you see this in history and society, is that people don't like the truth. People don't like the truth. They're not comfortable with it. It makes them feel insecure. So any time if the human ego, if people were made to feel insecure, they don't like it. But then, of course, there's people like me who are considered in society a bit strange, a bit different, a bit deep, whatever you want to call me or call us. We're the ones that are brave. We're the ones that say no. We're not going to stand for, we're not going to stand for this type of, I don't know what the name is, but playing these games. We're gonna speak the truth. We're going to go towards it. We're going to at least try, instead of the majority of people that just live most of their lives kind of like not being truthful. And being truthful doesn't mean being perfect. I'm not claiming that I'm a perfect teacher, because I teach guys how to go out and attract women being honest, and I help people talk on their fears. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but I'm a work in progress, and I'm someone who is aiming. I'm trying to be perfect, even though I know that no one is perfect. But so I'm going to just talk about what's on my chest today. I think a lot of people will find it fascinating, and if anything, this is like a bit of a confession from me of what I'm learning. So I'll answer your questions as we go along as well. Um, so you know, so yeah, just to touch on the title so I don't lose the topic. You know, discomfort and emotional pain, it comes with a territory. It comes with anything. I was realizing that lately. I've got into fitness a lot, and I've been going swimming pretty much every other day, and I'm doing boxing training and weight training. And I get so much satisfaction out of doing these things, but in the midst of doing them, it is quite painful, even mentally and emotionally. Waking up in the morning, having to work past, the stress of getting up and life and getting on the train and getting changed and, dealing with the public and people. It can be painful sometimes. Um, I'm, at the moment, the infill video is on hold. I'm having a meeting this week with a professional filmmaker. This guy's meant to be brilliant. So he likes my work. He's interested in working with me, collaborating with me. So I can't tell you the exact date. Hopefully it'll be soon. It could be next week. It could be next month. It could be 6 months. So I'm kind of the same as you. I'm kind of waiting on when is this going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm going to do these live streams because this is the best thing we have other than the infill videos, and these are really good. So today's topic is about really delving into what it is that you have to go to face your fears in your life, build your confidence, and then get the success that you want. And that doesn't have to be with women, even though that's primarily what I teach men. It's absolutely in everything. Any fear that you have in your life, however big or small, um, you know, whether you like it or not, and whether I like it or not, and I don't always like it, you are going to suffer. You have to anything if you want to make money. For me, making money is always been it's not been comfortable. If I'm being honest, there's periods where it comes and it's fun and it's comfortable, but for the majority of the time, making money for me has always been really uncomfortable emotionally. I have to work through a lot of fears and doubts and inner voices, and I have to put a lot of work in. I've put a lot of value out, which I enjoy doing, but it's not emotionally comfortable for me. Parts of me are in agony, screaming and squirming and wanting this pain to end. It's exactly the same with going out and meeting attractive women. On one level, when I look at the whole time span in that I'm doing it, I could easily say it's easy, but that's not the truth. It's not easy. It's not, and I understand it's not easy for any of you guys. It's not been easy for me going out, putting yourself out, risking getting hurt sometimes, hurting other people, not on purpose, getting rejected, even getting success is painful, because what you've got to go through to get the success is agony emotionally. So I'm not trying to put people off in this video. I'm actually inspiring. I'm talking to myself as well. I'm just saying it's the truth. And I want the truth, and I'm sure a lot of you do. And for those people who don't want the truth, then they don't have to watch the videos, listen to what I'm saying. So, achievement's painful, success is painful, and you do suffer emotionally. And I think it takes a lot of courage for me to even admit this, because again, in our culture, we're taught to bottle things up. We're taught to not say how we really feel. We're taught to kind of be surface, and I just find that really boring. It doesn't get you anywhere. There's no progress in that. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. But I realize that there's a lot of unconsciousness in the world, like Eckhart Tolle says, and the unconsciousness doesn't want truth. It doesn't want love. It doesn't want to suffer in a way that is going to benefit people. It wants the opposite suffering, where you're in denial all the time. You don't face your fears. You're running from everything. You're angry, jealous, judgmental, all these issues that you're not dealing with, and you're not going after your potential. People are doing jobs that don't enjoy us. It's all the time. They moan about their jobs. They get angry about it. They're tired. I've got to work tomorrow. I've got to get up, but they don't change it. They don't go to great lengths to change it. And I understand, but then sometimes you think, well, why do you keep moaning about it? But I suppose we all do that to a certain extent. But how I want to inspire you today is, if you are dead certain on what you want to achieve in your life, whether it's successful for women in business, speaking, fitness, making friends, or just breaking out of addictions, or telling your story, if you've gone through stuff, a lot of people have. Everyone has been abused somewhat in the childhood, been bullied at school, things that were carried, there's things that I've carried that have been torturing me emotionally. So talking about those things makes you feel better. That's what my platform is about as well. It's not just about me banging out infill videos of me meeting women on the street. That's one aspect of it. It goes a lot deeper than that. It's what I'm doing now. It's giving men an environment where they can open up and feel that they can talk about their problems and get some support, and then come up with some positive solutions and solve these problems. This is what I've learned to do. So I think with a lot of the guys, and maybe a lot of you that are watching the channel, following my work, if you haven't got the success that you want with women yet, it's because you are not willing, or you're scared to suffer. You don't want to work through these emotions, and you can't really get out of that. There's no really method that's going to just allow you to walk through life and without getting bumps, bruises, and getting hurt. And I've realised that as I'm getting older, in my late 30s, early 30s, or mid 30s, it just it's not possible. And if you play these games that a lot of people play in the culture that we live in today, where you act like your problems are not there, it's like, it's complete denial. All that happens is you bottle the pain up. You don't look at your fears. You don't look at your issues. You don't look at your potential in life. You don't go and do the things that you want to do, and then you live a miserable life. Then you're not happy all the time. You're depressed. So to break out of that is to break through the fears and to find courage, like I spoke about on the previous live stream on Facebook. You've got to find courage. You've got to make a decision. And I've said this before, and someone else said it, I can't remember that. Success is lonely. It's been lonely for me at times. Yes, it's rewarding. I wouldn't have it any other way, but it's lonely in the sense that not a lot of people are going to support you. They're just not, and a lot of people are not going to understand you. They're not, and they're not going to do what you're doing. They're going to be too frightened, and if you try to tell them, they're going to attack you and get upset. So it is about finding a community, which is what this YouTube platform is about, of other people that are kind of doing the same things that you're doing. So then you're not on your own, and you feel, you've got more help. But ultimately, success is in lonely, that you still have to go to sleep at night on your own. You've got to get up. You've got to do it on your own. Someone can't be with you. Like a woman, a girlfriend or a wife, she can't be with you 24 hours a day. Even your parents can't. I've realized that. So you're kind of on your own in that sense. If you've got a faith in God, then I suppose you'll walk with God. But to a certain degree, God won't be with you all the time. So there are times when, and I go through this myself, where it's painful, it's lonely, because you're kind of thinking, oh, what, is it worth me doing this? So many people are not doing it. It would be easy not to do it. It'd be easy to live a mediocre life and, work in a 9-to-5 job and just date someone that you're not really happy with and go on Tinder and just do the regular. Now listen, and I'm not having a go at people or judging them. If people are happy doing a 9-to-5, then that's great. But the reality is, people are not happy. Most people who do 9-to-5, they hate it. They hate it every single day. And they do it because of fear. They do it because they're scared to break out and build their confidence and go and do something that they enjoy. And that fear plays out in all different ways. So I'm fascinated with fear. I've seen how it's played out in my life. I've seen how my life has been, it's just phenomenal success and changes through facing it. So I guess I'm encouraging you to face it, but I'm kind of, I'm breaking you out of that naivety that you're not going to suffer, and you are going to suffer. You are, people are going to attack you. It's going to happen. And these are painful truths. Even family, I've had it. Own family will attack you. They won't understand you. They won't support you. Their own fears will come up. Friends, girlfriends. So these things are not easy to undergo if you're a normal human being who's sensitive. Most people are. But if you want success, then these are the things that you're going to have to, they're going to happen at some point. But of course, all the amazing things happen. You get to feel good about yourself. Your achievement is wonderful. That's a whole sort of other spectrum of success. And then, it's nice. It's nice to be liked by people and recognized, and to get famous in a good way where it inspires people and people are really moved. That's what happened to me. And then you get to help people, and then you can make some money along the way. You can meet some people. You can, you can find freedom. I think for me, that's the most valuable thing. We all want a sense of freedom. We don't want to be stuck in a rut in our own minds and our own fears and insecurities. So I find that fear is an ongoing thing. It never really fully goes away, but you either learn to deal with it better, or it overtakes you, and then you're constantly afraid. Or even worse, you're comfortable, but you're comfortable, being unhappy. So happiness is something that you have to constantly work at and develop. And the more I talk about this, it's like I get inspired, because the truth's just pouring out of me. This is what life's taught me, not what a guru is. Well, some gurus have said this, but my own life experience has revealed this to me many times. So fear for me has been the best teacher. But it should inspire you. And I guess the way I've always done things, if you really want to do it, you'll do it. Like if someone wants to do coaching with me, they will do it. They'll pay the money and they'll show up and do the work and get the results and be happy. And if someone is kind of halfway, then they probably won't do it. Fear will stop them, excuses will stop them. If someone wants to set a business up, they'll do it. If someone wants to do a stream like I'm doing, they'll do it. But yeah, one of the things that's like I'm learning lately is that, you know, even, and it's hard, even people that are close to us, that love us, our family, you know, they won't like, they just won't be comfortable when you start being outspoken. That's what happened to me. I didn't understand at the start, because you expect people, your family, to support you, but they won't always. They just won't, unless they're into personal development. I'm glad you enjoyed my infill videos. I think this is a sign, and I am going to be doing them. I'm just waiting on. I'm having a meeting this Thursday with a professional filmmaker, and he's interested in my work, and he sounds great. So if all goes well, which I think it will, I will be shooting infill videos with the best quality you're probably going to see on YouTube, with 2 angle cameras, great mic sound. But yeah, I mean, even putting out infill videos, I suffer a lot putting those videos out. I get loads of. I mean, I get a lot of satisfaction. It's amazing. I've become successful and famous in this industry. I've helped people around the world. I speak to people. I get you know, clients, and even more than that, I make friendships. A lot of my friends, my male friends now, they know me from the videos first, and then they met me in person. But I get a lot of people attacking me, and I know it's going to happen more. I get, you know, some of the negative movements in our culture accusing me of being a chauvinistic person, accusing me of manipulating women, all those kind of accusations that are not true. You know, I have people, even women that I date recently, attacking me, saying that what I'm doing is wrong. And I'm saying, well, what do you mean? You know, the whole world seems to like it. You don't like it. Yeah, this stream will be on the YouTube channel. They're all going to be up. You know, success comes with pain. That's what I'm trying to say to you. And facing fear. But like all of the teachers have said, all the teachers that teach truth, the modern day teachers, the teachers of old, the teacher that's talking to you right now, if you really want it, and you really want to find out who you are, and you want to find out what you're capable of doing, then you're going to have to accept that people are going to attack you. It doesn't matter. Listen, man, you could be the most righteous person. You could treat everyone with respect, which I always aim to do. I fail at sometimes because I'm human, obviously, and people are not always nice to me. Regardless of what you're saying, whatever, someone out there ain't going to like you just because you're successful, just because you have got the courage to speak, just because you're doing what you're doing. They don't like it. And just because you're being yourself, because society as a whole, it doesn't want you to be yourself. Of course it doesn't. It wants people to be afraid. It wants them to do the 9-to-5 jobs. It wants them to go on Tinder. It wants them in that system. And when you break out of the system, it upsets people, because then they can't control you. Then you start controlling your own reality. But you know, if you, like myself, if you are sick and tired of living a mediocre life, which usually always means not facing your fears, you'll do it. But so I feel I feel really good doing this stream today. I really do. I feel it feels like I'm having a conversation with a therapist, if that makes sense. And it feels like I'm standing on top of a mountain, screaming my lungs out the truth, or speaking in front of a big group of people. And sometimes when I do this, and I know that a lot of decent people have this, I do feel an element. I do feel like I'm being selfish, when I know, you know, ideally I'm not. I'm helping loads of you. I'm helping loads of people. People are writing to me saying it's changed my life. But I think I feel selfish because it's it's so much about what I'm going through myself. But I suppose if I ain't selfish, then I can't be kind to other people. And all the teachers that I like them because they're very kind and they're very selfish in a good sense. Not selfish in that you're greedy, that you're not sharing something. Oh, I've got food and I'm not sharing it with someone who's going hungry. No, I'm not like that. But I'm in selfish in the sense that, you know, I don't know if you understand what I mean. But all the things I'm talking about, these all come, all these challenges come, and whether you're facing your fears of women, or whether you're facing your fears with starting a business, or dropping out of the 9 to 5, or whether you're facing the fears of people, you are going to encounter these challenges. Um, and the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can grow, move on, and achieve. So success is suffering, but it is great. You know what I mean? And you've only got to look at champions. I study successful people. I'm just fascinated by them because I'm one of them. And what I've realized is they have wonderful lives. They have a lot of money and they have a lot of fans and fame, and they're privileged. They go around the world and they get to go nice places. But what a lot of people don't realize is that they really do suffer. You know, for all of that success and all that nice life and money, they get, people lying about them, suing them, making accusations up about them, accusing them of things they haven't done, attacking them, threatening their family. That's not easy to deal with. And if you're not a strong person, then it can really get to you. So success does come with a price, as does living an unsuccessful life. I'm happy to answer some questions if you guys want to go ahead. So that's what I've been learning at the moment. I learned this many years ago. It's a sensitive world. People are sensitive. When you start doing what you want to do, people get upset. And that's just how people are. That's the nature of people. And then some people will be very supportive, encouraging, but I don't know. It seems to be less people that are supportive than the other way around. But yeah, it's I'm still learning more myself from Eckhart Tolle, who's got way more experience than I have, and intelligence and confidence. But the pain that we suffer is the pain body, isn't it? What Eckhart Tolle speaks about. So the pain body is triggered when we start facing our fears and developing confidence. But like I keep saying, that's the only way I know how to build confidence. All the other ways don't really work. They're all just sort of intellectual. So gaining confidence comes when you face your fears on a practical level. Any of you got any questions about that? I'm happy to answer it. Just checking the message here. I'm always fearing what people think of me. I mean, they get worried the way I walk out there. That's understandable. Listen, most people have that. Everyone has that. I have that. And I think, and I think, again, it's accepting that all you can really do is, come to terms with that and get better with that. Because I still have that. I'd be lying if I said to you that I don't still worry from time to time about what other people think about me. But I think the difference with myself and yourself is maybe that I go out and do things anyway, despite that worry, and I gain confidence. So what I'm saying is, I'm glad you've asked me this question. It's kind of invoked this in me, which is why I like you guys' questions. I'm gonna just break this talk down today, and I'm gonna share some stuff. And I don't know how it's gonna come out. It might be deep. It might. I don't know if you're gonna get it. I feel like there's two of us. There's two of me, definitely. There's one part of me, of course, very insecure person, very shy. I'm very concerned about what people think about me. I'm worried all the time. I'm a people pleaser. I want to please everyone. I don't want to get hurt. Now that's the fearful part of me. But there's another part of me, and this is the part you see now. This is the person. This is the best version of me. There's a part of me that I get to a stage where I'm not going to say I don't care what they think about me, but I almost rebel against it in a positive. It's not anger, but it's like passion, maybe a bit of anger too. It's like I don't really, I don't want to swear on this stream, but it's like I get to stage where I'm like, I really don't give a fuck about what people think about me. I'm sorry, I don't care what my family think about me. I don't care what my friends think. I don't care about what the world thinks, because I'm not going to let their opinions of me keep me small and make them make me how they want me to be. See, so if you develop more confidence, you override that, and then you just sort of stop thinking. And the more confidence you gain, actually, the more. Because if I sat here down, if I was to really think about all the things I do, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. So you just get to a stage where you do override it, so you guys are welcome to pop me any questions anytime. What I'm talking about today is I'm talking about the pain, the emotional pain, the suffering, the attacks from human beings, the things that you are inevitably going to go through if you take on a life of success and facing fear. Because for me, facing fear has been a lifestyle for me. Literally, has been a way of living, not like a religion, but in like a warrior's code. And I've been living like this since I was 21 years of age, and now I'm 35, so 14 years, and I'm still living like this. And I've got a lot of insight, which is why I'm teaching and sharing stuff as well. And it's a real privilege to talk to you guys about this. I think I'm going to grab a drink, come back. That's why today I'm kind of like processing, because I've been taking a hell of a lot of action and re-going over things, and I'm trying to figure out the best ways I can inspire people. Um, so it's we suffer, man. We suffer. That's why when people say to me, "I wish I was like you, Johnny," and I wish I, it's like, no, you don't want to wish you were like me. You probably wouldn't want to go through the pain I've gone through in my life, and and it's not healthy that you want to be me. You want to be you. Sorry, Johnny, when I approach you going public, how do I strike up talking to her? What's the natural opener start a conversation? Thank you. I think the best thing to do when you start a conversation out with a girl is to not think about what to say. It's just to say whatever comes to you in the moment. Be spontaneous. Just say it. Get good at saying what you think. Because the more you stop and think, the more fear comes in, and you talk yourself out of it. So notice, be aware that when you're around women or you want to go up to them, notice how a lot of doubt will come up, a lot of paranoia, a lot of fears, a lot of worry. So you got to beat that worry. It's almost like a race. You've got to speak before that fear comes up. It's a really good exercise that I do. How can you be confident in the close? You can only be confident in the close by closing, practicing closing. When I first started, I don't really like that term, but I know what you mean. When I first started closing and getting numbers from the street with girls, I was afraid to go for the close because the biggest fear was no. But there got to a point where what kept happening to me was I would just have conversations, and then it would always get to an awkward part where I wouldn't ask for the number, and then the girl would say, "Okay, I've got to go now," and then I'd regret it. So again, this illustrates what I'm speaking about. You have to face pain. You have to face the fact that you're going to get rejected in this. I'm sorry, guys. You don't want to hear it. It's the truth. Doesn't matter how good you are, even if you took my mentoring programs and how good my programs are, my teaching, you're going to get no's. I get them. We all do. But that's what you got to go through. I'm back in a sec, guys. I'm just getting a drink, so I'm gasping. Keep questions coming. They're really good. I'm going to answer them today, and we're going to go. We're going to take this talk as deep as we can, and we're going to see. I want to see how many people I can help, and kind of what we get to. Okay. This really helps me when I do the talks. Have a bit of fruit and some refreshments. Okay. So, welcome to the live stream. I am a bit more, as you guys can see today, I'm not in a bad mood, but I am just, I'm tired. I've been in the gym, but I don't know, it's quite nice to do a live stream and not always be pumped up and just be kind of relaxed. So if people are wondering, Johnny is a bit more quiet today, and I know my face looks serious because I've been in the zone, and I've been training, swimming, weight training, boxing, thinking, going out, talking to women, teaching, and so it's been intense. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I feel good, and I'm growing. Going through a lot of emotional challenges and fears and that. Johnny, when you come to Canada, I'm not sure, to be honest, mate. When I'm coming to Canada, I don't know what's going to happen from the next day in my life or next week. It's so spontaneous. So can't say yes, can't say no. Just really don't know at this point. Everything is changing for me all the time, and that's scary and that's exciting as well. I agree with you. Confidence is important. I try to talk to people at my work. I've been doing it a while, but seeing little progress. How would I step it further? What you would do is, what I know would work for you, Mr. Fallout, is if you went and faced fears in other areas of your life, because you're already facing one fear, right? You're talking to people at work, and it sounds like you're not progressing enough and not connecting enough. So it might be that you've got to go elsewhere and do it, and that's what I'm doing in my life. If you guys want to really grow and you want to gain more confidence quicker and be more confident of women and in everything that you do in your life, you should do what I'm doing, but not because you should copy me, because it works and see for yourself. It's very simple what I do. I make a mental note or a list, and I write down all the areas in my life that I'm frightened. Some of the things are things that I'm continuously afraid, no matter how much I face them. Some I can overcome them in one go. And then I go out and do them, and I do a lot of them on my own. And I have support as well, obviously, from friends and mentors, and that keeps building my confidence. So, I've had lots of fears lately. I've had fears of, you know, I don't know, all kind of fears. A lot of like new social fears, going to new places and by myself. But I do that, I explore that, and that builds confidence. So do that. Hey, Alan, how you doing, my friend? I guess what I'm doing in today's talk and the other talks I gave you guys, like inspirations, face fear, I gave you a lot of strategies, but today I'm preparing you for pain that you're going to experience. So this way, it won't hurt as much because you'll go, I knew this was coming because Johnny told me about this, and it's helped me. So it's better to know that pain is on its way than not knowing, and then it just hits you and it's a big shock, and it can just it can frighten you and then set you back. But what a lot of people do, and what I'm doing as well, we use our pain, our fears, and our depressions, and loneliness, and aggressions, and the pain that people put on us. Excuse me, sorry. We use that as motivation. We use that as ink. Just like if you were drawing something, and you're using the ink to paint a picture, right, or the paints. In the same way in life, if you want to create success and you want to gain confidence with women and you want to be more confident with people and you want to be successful in whatever you set out to do, it could be anything, then you need to use the pain that you have from your childhood, the existing pain, the depressions, the anxieties that everyone has. So if you use that as energy and fuel to take action, then over time the pain does go. That's the good thing about pain. It never lasts forever. But it's growing pain basically. When you face fear, you grow. So there's a period you face it, you experience pain, and then it goes, and then you grow, and then you have relief, peace, happiness. Hey Nazir, how you doing, mate? Welcome to the live stream today. Talking, yeah, and so I've spoken about pain. I think and uncomfortable. I'm going to talk about this for a long time now, for a while. You know, it's just human nature. All of us have it. We don't want to be uncomfortable. No one does. I don't still. But the truth is, success and achievement and gaining confidence and going out and facing your fears and speaking to women and meeting women, and anything, it's not comfortable. It's uncomfortable because, you know, to what is considered normal, it's not natural. Yeah, and you do have to learn to let go of the pain and grow. I'm not going to do videos on that because I don't teach that. These words, calibration, qualification, that's not my teaching. So that's that you've got the wrong teacher to teach that. Um, so uncomfortable, it's one of the things that a lot of people don't really talk about. Like they'll say, you've got to get uncomfortable, but what does that really mean? What does that entail? Well, I can tell you, of someone who's been uncomfortable, got uncomfortable many times in their life to achieve success. So, you know, well, moving out of your parents it's not comfortable. I've done it like 4 or 5 times. I've done it again. Got my own apartment now. And was it comfortable for me? No. Was it frightening? Yes. Was it painful? Yes. But then you grow into it, and then it's pleasurable. So yeah, yeah. You've been pondering on the idea. Maybe it's time for you. You'll know that better than anyone. Johnny, when I take action, some voices come in my head and make insecurities in my mind, changing the mood, how to overcome these. So it's a difficult one, but it's like what I've been teaching yesterday and today. You have to develop mental strength and discipline. And you only do that by doing these things. And you are right, and it's the voices that cause the pain. Because when you go to do something, naturally you'll have voices that will say, you're not good enough to do that, or if you do that, that's going to upset your parents, that will upset people, you're going to be attacked if you do that, you're going to be shamed, you're going to be judged. So for that reason, um, it's not comfortable. But what I'm hoping to teach today and explain, if you've accepted that pain is necessary and you could find some joy and excitement, and you accepted that growth is uncomfortable, success is uncomfortable, if you could accept these things and start to change the way that you look at them, then there's a lot of joy in it. Because if I don't change my mindset, it's too scary for me to teach people. Honestly, I'm too nervous. There's too much anxiety for me to, go and coach another human being and help them. But when I change my mindset and go, well, this is not about me. This is about me helping the person. This is important to them and to me. And I'm going to feel great about it. They're going to feel great. There's no growth without getting uncomfortable. I'm teaching them how to face their fears. So the least I can do is face my fears and go and teach them. Does that make sense? And I'm going to grow. So then, that's how I've taught people around the world. And I get voices every single time I talk good about myself. I always get voices saying, you know, you're not good enough and you shouldn't say that. And you think you're so good. You think you're better than people. You're arrogant. But I don't think that. They're the voices. That's the chatter in the head. And these are voices of other people that, people around me when I was younger, still speaking into my mind now, but I just ignore it. So, the live streams, doing these live streams, like, it's comfortable, but it's not comfortable. Like I have to come out of myself. I have to be honest, and that's, it's I've made it comfortable, and a viewer who would watch me would go, he's so confident, but only because I've got uncomfortable so many times, and I'm still getting more comfortable doing these live streams. The more and more I do, the more I speak to you guys. So I really want to. Johnny, when I'm in a good mood, I have success. But today I felt depressed and antisocial. I have approached girls in this state by opening the same way when I'm happy, and it never works. So it's a good point. And that is a good point. And look, right, it is easy when you feel happy. It really is. You can speak to people, meet them, and they'll be nice to you because you're nice to them. And the reality is, like you said, we all get down. I get down. I get down at least every week, at least a day or a couple of days, no matter how much joy I've got in my life and success. Um, but it's just going, how can I persevere? How can I do the best I can? And listen, you're human. Some days when you're really depressed, you're not going to be able to talk to people. You know what? That's fine. That's actually okay to have these days. I get them. I get days where I don't even want to speak to anyone, even my close friends who I love and family. It's not personal with them. It's me. It's my issues. It's my old social anxiety. I just don't want emotional. I just don't want people looking at me. I don't want attention on me. I'm like, I just want to hide in my room and not come out the house. So I go through these things too. This is the only reason why that's why I'm here. I'm relating to you guys. What I find inspiring about me is that I've got so many issues. I've got so many issues, but I've still achieved the success. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And I'm sure there's some people out there that they don't have issues that I do, and there's going to be people that have got more issues than me. So it feels so good to get this out, and I can also like feel that you guys feel really good when I'm honest, because it frees you guys up. You guys can be honest about your insecurities, and then we can connect to our potential, right? If we can talk about our fears and our mental health problems and what's bothering us and our deep emotions, then we can move on and then start being happy again. You're very welcome, Ali. But yeah, I'm just reading your comments, guys. It's like today, my mind again said, don't do the live stream because you did the live stream yesterday, you did it the day before, it went well. Doing it again, what's the point? People don't want it, you don't want it. But the truth is today that now I'm really enjoying the live stream. And my mind was playing tricks on me. So every live stream is fresh. Every live stream is new. There's new people coming on it. I say new things. I learn new things. You guys say new things. I come away, and people love it. People like it. So a lot of people really like it when I tell the truth. And there's a lot of people who really don't. They don't like me, and they don't like it when I tell the truth. What am I going to do? Am I not going to tell the truth? Am I going to be quiet and shy and cowardly and lay in my house and not speak up and be who I know God's made me to be, who God's made me to be to inspire other men to be? Or, and I choose the success. I choose the honest route. I accept the suffering that comes with that. I don't like it, but part of me gets motivated from it. That's really kind of you. I'm really grateful that you guys like the live streams, and I'm glad I've helped people get out dark times. And when I say pain, I'm talking about depression. Pain is depression. Pain is, severe loneliness, which I've suffered with all my life on and off, regardless of success or not. Pain is anxiety. Pain is worry. Pain is anger. Pain is frustration. Pain is, other people hurting our feelings. I don't know. Keep the questions coming, guys. They're really good. They're very helpful as well. They help me to articulate my teaching. Well, I kind of agree with you, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm grateful because 32,000 subscribers is quite a lot. It's a channel that's gone around the world, but I do think myself as well that I do expect that. I'm kind of shocked that the channel wasn't bigger, to be honest, because I'm very honest in my teaching. It's very, very, very transparent, and that's me, giving myself credit, and I know in my heart. And there's channels out there, obviously, and I'm not complaining, that are a lot bigger than mine, but they're not very honest. It's very, very dishonest, or it lacks truth. But maybe the world ain't ready for it, and maybe the channel, it will pick up soon enough. But there's enough people watching it. The fact that you guys were inspired, 32,000 subscribers is still a hell of a lot, and 7 million views and a lot of viral videos. So I'm grateful for that. But I sometimes do think that as well. People say to me, "Your channel should be way bigger," but I can't. What can I do? It's up to you guys. I'm not blaming you. It's not your responsibility, but you can share the videos and subscribe, and it will get bigger. But maybe people come on and they're just like, "This guy, he's too honest, he's too truthful. We don't want to hear this stuff." So it's just where people are at spiritually. But me and my mate were talking about this. Sometimes the best YouTube channels are the ones with the least subscribers. It's not always the ones that, and I'm not being bitter at all. I'm not. I've got nothing to be bitter. I'm blessed. It's not always the more numbers that have got more truth. Well, I understand that, coming from a bad place and wanting to hurt people because they've hurt you. I did that in my past. But really, you know, in the long run, that won't help you. It won't help people. It's really about, and easy for me to say. I mean, part of me, how can I be telling you this? But I've done it myself. The conflict being very violent and not being violent, quitting that stuff, and seeking a positive path. And there are good people out there. It's not all gloom and doom. So yeah, just touching on what I said, right? We're just gonna, because I really want to mentor you guys in a really way that it's gonna get you the results. It's gonna get you to do the work, which is what the whole teaching is about. The teaching is self-explanatory through practical movement, if that makes sense. So you only really learn by doing it. You only learn by jumping into the fear and doing the things that you're frightened of, and then growing and then gaining more confidence. So being uncomfortable, and you know, I mean, what can I say? It's that's the truth as well, and that's what a lot of people, they don't want. And I'm equally saying a lot of people do want that. People just don't want to feel uncomfortable. So they stay in jobs that they don't like because it is comfortable for them. It's comfortable living. It doesn't challenge them. It doesn't give them any emotional stress. But those who don't accept that, they will go to the depths of darkness and terror and a lot of anxiety to get what they want and then have a successful business. And that's available to any of you to do that. Same with guys like myself who were sick and tired of having no woman and struggling and being down all the time and going to nightclubs and thinking this is not honest in this place. I can't meet a woman in these environments. People are nasty. They're not very friendly. It's not honest. I want something more honest, and I want to feel like a man. I want to feel in control of my life and dating life. So I was introduced to a guy who had his, could speak to women in public, and that made me go, right, I want to do that, and that changed my life. You're very welcome. Thank you for the support as well. I really appreciate the support that you guys give me. It's crazy, isn't it? And I'm not. This is me just getting stuff out as well. I get more support from you guys. Most of you I haven't met in person. Obviously, you know me from YouTube, and I'm being myself, but I haven't met you in person. You don't know me personally, and you say kinder words to me, and you give me more support than my own family do, and that hurts me to say that, but it's the truth. And even close girlfriends that I've dated who have been critical of what I'm doing and don't like it. But that's the mystery of life. As I heard one guy say in a shop, the truth is stranger than fiction. And I know, and it's not like this is quite this is quite sad, emotional, and nice, but I probably give you guys more support, encouragement, and love than anyone in your family does, or anyone around you, because I know how you feel, and I'm seeking the same truth. I want a better life, and it's that's the great thing. This is where I sometimes feel selfish because I'm human, right? I'm only human. I feel selfish, and then I feel really good, and I feel very caring and generous because if I help you guys to get a better life, my life gets better. Now, a lot of people could say that's completely fine. That there's nothing that's good, but there's something in me. This is probably fear and insecurity. This is like the society attacking me or whatever in me. There's something in me going, that's selfish of me. How should I improve my? Why should my life get better? Because I help other people. Well, why shouldn't it get better? Is that's a stand up thing to do. But look at the negativity that I carry from my past because it coincides with what I'm doing is wrong. I should suffer. I don't deserve. That's what it comes down to. See, my issues come out. These are some issues, and I know the issue that you guys have. I have something in me that says I don't deserve all this success. I don't deserve to have a following on YouTube and to change people's lives. But I have to face that fear and keep disproving it. And that's another thing as well, isn't it? A lot of us, all of us, we feel like we don't deserve to be happy. We don't deserve to make money. We don't deserve to do a job that we love and get paid well for it. We don't deserve to be inspirational to people. We don't deserve to speak up, to be talented. We don't deserve to date a girl. But who's saying that though? As my mate Tom says, who's that speaking? That's not you speaking. I don't know everything, and I believe in God, but I don't know everything. I'm honest enough to admit that. That's part of the truth. Me saying that I don't know everything about life and people. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I don't think God will create us to make us feel that we're worthless and that we don't deserve to be happy. You know what I mean? Because what comes in my mind is if I see people suffering, in most cases, I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. They don't deserve that. I've got compassion. I've got a heart. I'm not all about just filling my own ego and just about myself. I've got enough intelligence and a heart to actually go, oh, that makes me feel sad if I see someone broke and homeless, or if I see a guy crying his eyes out because he's depressed, he's got mental health problems, or he hasn't got a woman, or he wants to commit suicide. I don't feel good about that. I feel really good if I can help that person. And, and I'm even brave enough to say, I'll even feel good if I can do it for free, but if I can get paid for it as well, then I'll feel great as well because I need to make some money as well. I've got to live and pay rent and have some food because I didn't grow up, we didn't have much money. So, you know, that's interesting. General Spoon, I've been facing the fear lately. It's exhausting. I feel the same, mate. I know you feel. That's why today, have you noticed, guys, I'm a bit knackered. I'm a bit worse for wear because I've been facing fear every day, and it is tiring. It is mentally exhausting. So you need to have periods of rest, which I do, but it's worth it. So well done. Well, if your friend hates the world and he thinks that the energy or everyone is against him, I don't think you should tell him anything unless he asks you. If he strongly believes that, and I don't think you telling him otherwise unless he asks for the help, in which you can tell him otherwise. That's my opinion. But yeah, for me, man, the honest truth is important. Whether it's going out and speaking to women, I want to know what the honest truth is. I want to know what works, what is the best way. If I'm doing live streams, I want to know what's the truth, what's the best way to do it. what's the best way I can do a live stream and help people and do it the right way. In a relationship, I want to know what is the honest truth in relationships with people. If I have addictions or problems in my life, I want to know what's the truth. How can I solve them? How can I be honest about them? So honesty is very important for me with success. If you can't have the courage to be honest, then I don't think you can achieve success at the highest level that you are capable of doing. Oh, are you talking about Ben on my transformation and David, the guys I mentored a few years ago? Um, that's an interesting question. I don't think having a big ego is good in anything. But I mean, a certain amount of ego, as Eckhart Tolle said, is healthy. Everyone has a healthy ego. But if you've got a massive ego, then I think that's going to cause you a lot of problems in the long run. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm not. I don't know. You have to. That lies with you. So where were we? Yeah, well, I was going to get to. So today we talked about how to achieve success with women, how to achieve success in any area of life. I always say success with women, success with life. The principles are very similar. The fears that you have to go through are similar. Confidence that you gain with facing your fears with women is similar to the confidence you gain with facing fears in other aspects of life, if it's business or whatever. Um, our Same's transformation's finished. That was a long time ago. Some of those videos are 3 years ago. You got to remember. So that's finished. But that's a good point, and I'm not against that. Guys reading the Bible. I've read the Bible at times of struggle, and it really did help me. But I'm not going to start preaching on people, telling them that that's their choice. So faith can be very, very powerful. I always feel that what I have to say and the questions I have to ask aren't good enough. Do you ever feel like this? Um, yeah, I felt like that sometimes when I was getting mentored by my mentor. Um, I felt like sometimes when I was asking questions, it weren't good enough. And I had to face that fear and get over that. Yeah, and that's another key thing. Anxiety is normal, it's not abnormal. Everyone's suffering with it at the moment. You've got celebrities coming out. I've suffered with it, I've had it all my life. But I've learned to deal with it better, and that's all you can do. Really, that's the truth. And I searched for the truth for years with social anxiety. I wanted to know, could you completely get rid of it? Could you completely? And the answer that I eventually got was, and this maybe people will disagree with me. The answer is no, you can't. You can't fully 100% eradicate social anxiety the same way that you can't fully get rid of fear. We are human. We have fears. We have fears of people. We have fears of meeting new people, relationships. But you can become more desensitized. There's a difference. So there's a difference between someone who is social phobic, who cannot, for the life of them, get out of the house and meet new people and socialize, as opposed to someone who does have anxiety around people but deals with it and works with it. And I'm one of those people. I've created a life um, being very social by facing it and developing strength. Yeah, I'm definitely. I plan in the future, which could be next week or month, to do more transformations, and I've got some life-changing videos coming to this channel, which are going to involve. I'll give you guys a bit of a heads up because it's exciting. So it ain't just going to be focused on now teaching guys how to go out and meet women. It's going to be that and everything, if that makes sense. Not everything, but it'll be me helping a guy to face his fears of doing public talk, me helping a guy to face his fears of going out and approaching women in public, me helping a guy to face his fear of doing the first social media. It's going to be brilliant, and I'm going to put that into like a documentary, and and you'll see me teaching him, and you'll see the way that I help him do it, and you'll see the results, and ultimately you'll see him facing his fears. That's the whole point of it. I'm not going to do same day lays. I'm not into that stuff anymore. I'm too old for that, and that's not what my message is about. So you ain't going to get that from me. Anxiety was a rare thing before the 1980s. That's interesting. Technology became the norm. Anxiety and depression has risen. Well, there has been some speculation, and it wouldn't surprise me that the internet and the computers are causing a lot of anxiety, and I think they are. Because I know a lot of people, myself included, they can experience high levels of anxiety when they go on Facebook, when they get messages and stuff like that. So, as good as the technology is, in that it's great that I can do this with you guys. I couldn't have done this with you in the 80s. Didn't exist live streams. This is like going on the moon. But there's there's going to be a negative and a positive of everything. But there's another reason as well, is because the people are socializing less today. I'm not one of them. I socialize more, and people are the quality. But yeah, the saying. I know it's been said a lot. The truth hurts, but the truth will set you free. And I agree with that. And I'd even add to say that the truth is never comfortable, but the truth is the truth. So with that said, take it however you want it. What do I recommend for someone who cannot afford getting a counselor? Well, there's a lot of free help out there. There's some free counseling things that you can go to. You've got, I'm doing free. This is effectively free counseling coaching now, so you can watch my stuff. There's support groups as well, so I would take advantage of those. You've got meetup.com. There are some free groups. Are most of you watching this live stream on your phone or laptops? How are you watching it, or iPads or whatever? Yeah, that's true. Men back then, they were willing to go to war, and the fears they must have faced were terrifying. But now, this culture, majority, like video I done, was very cowardly. The men have become soft, and they're not really facing it by watching on your phone. Oh, on the internet cafe, nice one. I used to go to internet cafes a lot when I didn't have a laptop and stuff. I used to have a great time doing that. It used to be like a novelty. I used to love that, going into internet cafe, paying £2, £3 or £4, getting a drink, Coke and a bit of chocolate, and then putting headphones in. Little things like that. This has been really good today. I've really enjoyed this. This has really challenged me. You guys are great. You're really helping me too. I'm really grateful that it's helping me to get a lot of stuff out and connect. Yeah, it's old school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did that for a long time. That was a way of really connecting. Internet cafes are good. They should make more of them. They should like develop them. Oh, nice one. You're in the kitchen in Dublin, watching on the phone. Oh man. Do I think getting into fights with people can make your social anxiety better? Um, Probably not. Being that I don't really get into fights anymore, which is great. I'm not a violent person. I don't like hurting people or fighting. I did when I was younger, when I was in a bad place. Did it improve my social anxiety? No, it made it worse. It made me more paranoid. It's not good. Violence doesn't solve it. Um, yeah, go boxing. I do boxing. Yeah, that's a controlled violence, and it's connecting. Johnny, were you ever a road man? Was I a road man when I was younger? I was a little bit. Yeah, I was. I was very gang orientated, to be stereotypical. That was a long time. Yeah, I did. I grew up on the street, so that's probably unconsciously why I love going out the street to meet women, because I spent most of my times as a kid in gangs or with friends. I was never really like a nasty person. I wouldn't go out rob innocent people, but I spent lots of times on the streets all night out, you know. But we enjoyed it. It was fun. It was exciting. I've already gone to other cities to make videos. I'm be honest with you guys, I'm not that excited to do it, to be honest, at the moment. I'm more excited about where I am in London because I can reach the whole world. So I've been Poland and I've been Prague, Germany. It was good. I might do it in the future, but I don't feel inspired. It doesn't excite me at the moment. London is the best place in the world for girls, I think. No, I haven't been to Morocco, no. I haven't got a traveling bug at the moment, and I'm sure at some point I would. So I'm in a stage at the moment where I'm fully, I'm just being honest with myself. I'm not doing things for the sake of it. I don't know who that is, mate. Come to America. I don't know. No, I haven't been to Hong Kong. No, I haven't traveled much. I haven't. Um, because people have always traveled here over 8 years to come and work with me. So the clients they've come around the world and come to London to do the boot camp with me and the 6 weeks program. So in terms of business and coaching, I haven't really been that inspired to go out. But I would probably travel more to go and see a friend because I've got a close friend in America in Queens, and I've got other friends. So, do you think streaming has helped social anxiety? It does. It definitely does. But to be honest, streaming is a lot more comfortable than being, in front of people in person. But for some people, it wouldn't be. So I'm only giving you my opinion. I would say for someone who's got very bad social anxiety, streaming would really help them. Any form of social exposure or public speaking where there's people watching you and judging you, it helps. Can I recommend any feel good books? Just finished Goggins. He's brilliant, Goggins. I'm gonna be straight with you, Andy. I'm not the person to ask on books. I don't read many books. I'm not an intellect in that way. I'm more of a spiritualist. I get experience. I watch things. So I can't really say. I would actually say check out Jeff Thompson's books. If you like David Goggins, because he's all about facing fears. Jeff Thompson was my mentor. He's got great books. Have a look at his stuff. He's a great spiritual teacher, motivational speech. Got a great story. Someone who is very honest and a very um, a very honest way of living and facing fears. His books are really inspiring. So there's a lot. He's got there are a lot of books on fear. So check out Jeff Thompson. You're welcome, Andy. Yeah, when I first started approaching Ali, I got rejected straight away. I got rejected loads because of the lack of confidence that I had, and I was very, very socially nervous. And how I dealt with it, I just kept going. It hurt, like I said earlier, pain, more pain, being uncomfortable, sadness. The whole human experience. I went beyond it, and then connected to that higher place, that deeper dimension, as Eckhart Tolle says, that place of love, that place of freedom. Will I consider getting married? I've considered it, but again, I've come to realize that I'm not going to put pressure on myself. I can't force that. I can't force a wife. So I'm going to leave it to God, whatever that means. I'll leave it to Him. If it's going to be fate, it will happen. If not, then I'll just stay as I am. You're welcome, Ali. That's a wicked title. I might have to check that out. Discipline equals freedom. I know a little bit about Jocko. A friend told me. I know enough to know that he's a good teacher. And I was saying something the other day again. I've done a video called Discipline Equals Success. Pretty much the same thing. I agree on that. How to deal with constantly beating yourself after an interaction, those voices in the head. Tell me about it, hey? Um, that's a difficult one because sometimes the voices are so strong, you just have to accept that you've had a battering, as my friend Ethan would say, you've had a baseball battering. And I have days like that where even my teaching goes out the window. Everything I've learned from other teachers, the voice is too strong, and I just have to sit down. I think I've just been battered today by my inner voices. But then there's days where you can get control of them more. But I'd say connect to your potential, find out who you are, face your fears, go deeper, challenge yourself, get very brave, get angry with it, get passionate, get masculine, you know, live it, you know. How do you stop reading everything everyone does and says is negative? Well, it's quite easy for me really because if someone says something that's truthful, I will I will love it. But if someone's talking dishonesty and I know they're talking rubbish out their arse, then I'm just going to dismiss it. So for me, it's really about what Bruce Lee said about absorbing what is useful and helpful and truthful, and then having the intelligence to disregard what is not good, what is not necessary. What he's basically saying, you know. When I get the bag from with the London logo, I got that in I got it in a cheap tourist shop. I think in Paddington or in central London. Yeah, I have it with me. It's here. Look, bags here. This is the one you're talking about, right? Oh, I've got all my clothes in it, my gym stuff. You want about this one? You want about that? There's tourist shops in London, um, and I got it in one of the tourist shops. I can't remember. I think it was in. I think this one I got in Leicester Square. Yeah, it's a pretty cool bag. It's weird because I never used to like tourist stuff. I found it cheesy, but I just got impatient, and it's just I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's one of the things where I wouldn't usually get stuff like that, but I just grabbed it and it just kind of got used to it. At my age, what's the youngest girl that I've met? Well, I never go under the age limit. I think the youngest I can recently remember is in the 20s, 20, 20, 23, 24, 25. We've always said that you don't need designer clothes. It's what look good. You can if you want, but it doesn't really make a difference, really, as long as you're confident. Nah, 18's too young. I wouldn't go that low. Not sleeping with an 18-year-old at my age. I wouldn't feel right about that, unless she was really mature and I really liked her because it's illegal, obviously, but that's a bit young for me. I think. And that's good. I'm glad the video that I did on social anxiety helped you. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a lot of videos coming on the channel. There's going to be a variety. You're going to get the infield videos of me going out, approaching, attracting, teaching guys how to meet women. You're going to get videos where I talk about social anxiety, mental health. There's going to be different things, short films. videos on training and fitness, all kinds of stuff. Hey, my friend, hello from Turkey. I know you as it Farouk. You've been following my stuff for a while. Glad to have you guys on the live stream. If you just come on the live stream, I'm really teaching today about the concept of, pain and emotional pain that comes with facing your fears and achieving success and building confidence. It's inevitable, and getting uncomfortable as well. You're welcome, man. Well, what I do is, the fear of being judged, I keep putting myself in the arena to be judged. So I go to boxing gyms, I teach regularly, as you guys know, I do public speaking, I meet new people, I make friendships, I go out on my own, I go for walks in the park, I do the daytime approaching, I go to cinemas, I go to five-star hotels, I go to local chicken shops around my area, I go to parks, and what I'm constantly doing is I'm always practicing that fear of being judged because I know I have it as well, and I don't want that. Listen, if you fully feed your fear of being judged, you won't leave the house, you won't meet new people, you won't grow, you won't speak to women. So you have to face that fear, and I'm using the word rise above it. Rise above it. Rise above it doesn't mean you completely get rid of it, but you rise above it. You go beyond that care. So of course, Johnny Berba still cares what people think about me. Of course, I do. I'm human. I'm a human being. But the care is here. The confidence is here. The truth's here. Where when I was younger, it was like that. I cared so much I wouldn't do anything. So how can you tip the scale? So you grow like that in experience, and you only get that through doing it. Going through the motions. Oh, you're welcome, Ali. Your pleasure, man. Well, we always think that. We always think in social situations that some people look more relaxed than us, but we don't always know what's going on in their head and their emotions. I've had it with people that I thought were so confident and perfect, and I thought, oh, they're way more socially relaxed than I am. And then it later was revealed to me that they wasn't relaxed, that I'm actually a lot more confident than them. And there's been situations where people have been more confident than me. So you never really know what's going on in someone's head, which is why it's good to talk. When we talk, I get to know what's going on in you guys' heads, and you get to know what's going on in my head. Um, the Berba 30-day anxiety program changes lives. Thanks, man. Did you get my program? That's kind of you. So I know what I'm saying is almost contradictory, but it is the truth. The truth is everyone cares about what everyone thinks about them. You'll hear people saying they don't, but they do. If they didn't care about what people thought about them, they wouldn't have an Instagram page. They wouldn't have social media. They wouldn't be becoming successful. They wouldn't be taking pictures of their cars and houses. They want approval from people, which means they care about what they think. But that, there's an extreme group of people who care so much about what people think about them that they won't do anything. They won't come out of their house, and that's not good. That's what my work's about. Getting the socially anxious guy out of his flat, getting him to speak to women, getting him to do his business, start his business if he wants to, and to do what he wants to do. And that always is going to involve talking to human beings at some point, isn't it? I'll tell you what, though, this is really insightful. I hope this is positive. There's always a lot less social fear and pressure when you're around people that think like you do. The same way that all of us, we're all thinking on the same time. That's why we're all on the live stream today. We're all connected. You're going to be a lot less. You probably, all of you, would probably less. You'd be less fearful meeting me than someone who is not into all this stuff, because there's a commonality there. Yeah, I'm still looking for a cameraman. I've got one at the moment. I'm due for a business meeting this Thursday, so I'll let you guys know how it's going. and we are in talks to plan some really big projects, and this is going to be world class professional filming. And he's looked at my YouTube channel. This is what my friend said, and he likes what I do. He likes my message. So I'm excited about it too. That's why I've been waiting, and there's been a bit more time for the infill videos, and I've been doing the live streams in the meantime. So you guys are still getting some value, and you can get to, you can still, the teaching's still continuing, and I'm enjoying these live streams, and I'm sure there will be a point where I will cut back on the live streams, and then I'll go heavy into the infill videos. I'll just go with the flow. What's my view on NoFap? Um, I'm not either yes or no. It's your choice. So I'm not against it. I'm not for it. I've done it and I haven't done it. But I'm not that passionate about it at the moment. Any advice about finding your true calling, your passion? That's a great question. I always love that question. I think the first advice is that you have to face your fears in your life, and that is the answer. Because to find your passion, whatever that is, and everyone has it definitely, even people that are not sure, you're going to have to work through fears to get there, because you're going to have to work through what is not your passion. And if you're doing something that's not your passion, that's because you're afraid, even if you're not even aware of it. If you're doing a job that you don't like, it's because you're in fear. That's why you're doing it. So the best advice is to face your fears, and that process will reveal and expose your passion. For years, I've been thriving on hate and bitterness towards confident young men that get girls easily because I'm a 24-year-old virgin. Girls never had. I understand how you feel. I used to feel like that, not anymore. A lot of people do. Well, the first step is what you've done is being honest about it. You've got a right to the way you feel. The second one is you changing the way that you feel by you facing your fears, you gaining confidence, and then you're going to get these women. Then and you're still young as well. But I know you feel. Um, so yes, this is good today. What else are we going to talk about? Yeah, that's another thing as well. With facing fear, is something that you have to keep doing regularly. There is a general, it's a common thing that people do. I've seen it with clients, I've seen it myself in periods where people will get brave for a little period, they'll face fears, and then they go back to not facing them. They grow a little bit and then go, I can't, that's enough, they get comfortable, and then the progress just stops. So you've got to build momentum. You've got to get on a sort of, you've got to develop this mental strength and emotional strength and confidence where you're knocking it out all the time, you're facing them all the time, and you're gaining so much confidence and energy and momentum. And that really knocks down the fear of what other people think about you as well. Do you like lighting and music when you have a girl back at your place? Um, yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah, I do actually. Sorry, I just have to think about that. I love that. I love music. I always put on um, some songs on YouTube that I like, and then I asked the girl, does she want to put some of hers on, and then the light on as well. So that's what I've got on now. I've got the lights on, and I've got obviously the music isn't on, but yeah. So I love that. Oh, that's great. You've got a presentation coming up, right? Is that in your university or school? That's really good. If you've never asked a girl out before, Grant, because of the fear of rejection, I wouldn't recommend doing it in clubs. That's probably the worst place to do it. I would do it in the street or in public. It's they're more friendly in the daytime. Women react to much better. Or coffee shops, parks. Yeah, I know what you mean. Some people who haven't had severe social anxiety, they don't know what it's like. I tried to explain it to a few friends before and a girlfriend when I was going through really bad social anxiety and really struggling, and they didn't really understand it because they never had it. But they do in a way because they do have it, but maybe they don't want to admit it, and they don't have it maybe as bad as you do or as bad as I did. But social anxiety has been a blessing for me. It can be a blessing. No, I wasn't a cool kid at school. I was one of the ones who got bullied. I was one of the quiet ones. I was one of the losers. But I didn't realize later on I wasn't. I was a champion, but I thought that about myself. No, I've never heard of the inner family system. Never heard of that. This is great. I'm really enjoying this live stream more than ever. It's a really comfortable pace that we're going at. It's more now just about like connecting you guys. Great. I'm going to have a quick toilet break, give you guys a break as well, and then we're going to come back and then we're going to continue because this is really good. And I always just keep these going, and when I feel it's time to end, and yet I'll stop it. But it feels like there's more questions to come, and I've got a few more things that I want to talk about and share and teach on the channel. So I'm just going to pop use the toilet. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, how you guys doing? Oh, we're back. All right. Okay. So if you just come on the live stream, whether you've come onto it live now or you're going to watch it later on when it's up on the channel, what I've been talking about in this video, I've been talking about fear and I've been talking about success. And I've been talking about the main theme of this talk has been about emotional pain, and that a lot of people in society today, and just the people, human beings in general, men, women, especially men, people don't want to experience pain. I'm no different. But to succeed in life and build confidence with women or with anything, you've got to experience pain because physiologically, biologically, emotionally, you have to go through emotions to get to where you need to get to, and there's going to be some pain. Yeah, I feel better with a haircut too. I get regular haircuts. They do make you feel more confident. No, I never use can lines chatting up girls. I never need to. I'm very spontaneous and good at coming up with stuff. I've been doing it for so many years, so I can make jokes and listen. So I don't need that. I think as well what I'm learning as well about success is that it's like I said, initially it's a lonely journey because a lot of people are not going to do it. They're not going to They're not going to look at themselves. That's another thing. When you face your fears in your life, even if you don't realize it, you have to look at yourself. You have to face yourself, whatever that is. And that's not comfortable initially, but if you enjoy it and you start seeing the results that you get, then you'll like it. Have I ever taken medication? Yes, I've taken medication before, and it was for an anxiety-related thing when I had a breakdown. This is a couple of years ago, and it did help a little bit, but it's not the final solution, but it did help me, because it was so that medication is necessary for some people. Well, you feel lost and you don't know what to do with your life. Um, you feel like things too late. A lot of people are feeling like this, and that's quite normal. What I would say is, I mean, it's a difficult thing to answer because it's so personal for you, but I would say use this time to figure out what you want to do. Whilst you feel lost, use your use your time that you have at the moment with feeling lost to find yourself. Because, I'm cheesy saying this, but I feel good in this moment. Whatever's lost can be found. Because when we feel lost, it's because we feel disconnected with ourselves and what we're doing. We kind of feel like, what's the point? We have the purpose. So you got to connect with yourself, and that might be you doing something that could be simple. It might be going to the gym. That might repurpose you. It might be, I don't know, your relationship with your family. It might be seeing your family. It might be meeting new people. It might be approaching women. It could be a business. It might be watching a spiritual teacher. Might be traveling. So start searching. If you're lost, start searching. This is what I did. I'm still searching because I've connected to my potential. I'm doing what I love, but there's parts of me that feel lost as well. And I'm trying to figure out a meaning in life. Well, that's what I mean. Approaching women is all you got at the moment, but really, you haven't. That's not. You have got more than that. This is what you believe, and obviously, practically in your life at the moment, that's what's given you. That's where your motivation's coming. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's why I've spoken about Lesbos on the YouTube channel, encouraging men, because I know from my experience and teaching people, find other things as well. Because just approaching women can become really depressing. It can be the best, it can be so satisfying. But if that's all you do, then that can actually start going against you. So do other things. And for me, boxing training and swimming and exercise is so important for me to feel to get depression, anxiety, and feel good about myself. I haven't heard too much of the Wim Hof method. Is that the guy who goes up swims in water and stuff? Yeah, that's a really good thing by Eckhart Tolle. I love Tolle. He's my favorite teacher at the moment. Any action is better than no action, especially if you've been stuck in an unhappy situation. No, I don't know Zamir. I don't know that. He's a big fan. No, I don't know him. Or maybe I do know him. I can't remember. Can you shout him out? Yeah, no problem. Shouts to Zamir. I hope you're doing good. I wish you success. Happy birthday if it's his birthday. Facing fear will you'll find meaning. That's almost a solution. That's where you find meaning. That sounds brilliant. I'm open to do that. In a family system is a concept where you talk to different aspects of yourself. It's a psychotherapy that personifies strong emotional attachment inside of you. It's a powerful way to integrate trauma. I love that. I've done some of that work with my mentor. I could do more of that. I like that. That's good. You're getting more confident making eye contact. That's really good. It's nice to see people improving on the chat streams and the YouTube. Yeah, you're welcome, man. It's a pleasure. I'm actually going to watch some Eckhart Tolle when we finish this live stream. I like his stuff. I'm learning a lot from him at the moment. It's really helping me in my life. He's brilliant with the mind stuff and the ego, and it's deep. His teaching's great. Um, I've kind of run out of what to say, guys. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I've said a lot, and there's so much more I've got to say, but it's just a question of weaning it out and bringing out all this knowledge. Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. It's really important. We talk a lot, don't we, about getting comfortable around people, but we've got to get comfortable around ourselves. We've got to get comfortable being ourselves with ourselves. Because back to what Mr. Mystery was saying, we've got a lot of different aspects. We've got different parts of ourselves. It's been a pleasure as well, mate. Thanks, Nazir, for coming on to my channel and adding to the chat. I've enjoyed connecting with you, mate. Thank you. So yeah, that's another thing I'm fascinated about. That might go back to what Lesbos was saying, helping you to find more meaning in your life by integrating these different parts. The book isn't done. I'm still working on it. I wrote loads, and then I got distracted into other projects. So I've got my hands in different pies, so to speak. And I've got this. I'll just show you guys. I've got this pad that I carry around, and I do a lot of writing. Actually, there's so many. I've literally almost written a book in here. I basically see this blue pad here, and this just normal blue pen biro. When I go to the park, I do I spend time on my own as well to get to know myself and connect with myself. I take this book and I write things that I'm learning from myself, from Eckhart Tolle, from students, from you guys, realizations that I'm having, things I learn from relationships, fears that I have, truths that I find, and I write stuff out. There's a lot of knowledge in here. So and I'm also writing. I've wrote videos out here. I've planned not like the whole thing, but new infill videos. I'll read something actually that I've got planning. So you guys are probably gonna like it. I wrote out. It's called Voices. Something about voices. Where is it? I'll just randomly write stuff down that I'm learning. I've written a thing here about the mind, and I wrote down all of my struggles over the years, all of my mental illness, all of the insecurities and the paranoias and the thoughts. And writing it out on paper was really therapeutic for me, and a way of me understanding how I can help you guys more, clients. And it was interesting to see it on paper and then to not be so frightened of it and to see, oh, I've overcome this, I've overcome that. Yeah, I got loads of fears to face. It never stops for me. Every time I face one fear, great, and then there's another one. It's an ongoing thing. A lot more fears I have to face, and I have to face the fears of helping other people to face the fears. It's a lifetime of work. But yeah, I've got a lot of good ideas down here. You guys should try this. This is very therapeutic. Get a book, get a pad, get a pen, go to a place where you can relax. I go to parks and coffee shops where they've got good energy and no trouble, nice, relaxed people, and sit down and write your feelings out, write what you're learning, write what you're passionate. You can discover so many things. Yeah, I do think about that. I do think about where I would be and where my life would be if the Johnny Berba thing didn't take off. And it's funny that something that was not even, I didn't even take it serious. It was a joke to me. I was more of a comedian when I started. I didn't know it was going to lead to this. So I almost feel a sense of relief and then shock and wonder and also a sense of terror. If I hadn't have faced my fears, where would I be? I might be dead. I know that sounds morbid. I might be in jail. I might be mentally insane. I might be I could have been a drug addict. So you made me realize that I'm very grateful to be where I am and for this thing to have taken off. But I'm still in shock. Sylvester Stallone said, "You never fully believe it. It's like a dream, you know. It's like a dream." But yeah, I write a lot of stuff down here about success, about fears, about spirituality, um, about love, about truth, about business, about depression, about happiness, all the things that I'm passionate about ego, about love, about honesty, about discipline, excitement, mental strength, intelligence, growth, suffering, awareness, swimming activities. So, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad you said I deserve it. The inner self. So, more projects are coming. And what's been great about doing these live streams with you guys? You guys have contributed to a lot of ideas, and unconsciously you're teaching me that are going to be in the next videos that are coming up. Thanks, man. I appreciate the streams. And yeah, I know that there's people that would pay for this because this material is so honest and rich. But I'm very happy to do it for free. Very happy. And it always pays off in the end anyway. People end up taking programs of me and paying me. So a lot of the free stuff leads to paid stuff, which is great. And a lot of the paid stuff leads to free stuff. No, I'm all right. I'm not tired. I'll stop when I feel it's time, and it might be time in a few minutes. So I'm all right. And I'm glad to be tired because what I'm going to do is have a good sleep and rest. And then tomorrow's another day. So that was the lesson today. That was the lesson. And I hope that's helped people. It's really helped me. So emotional pain is inevitable in this for what you guys want to achieve with women and with life. We're spraying some air freshener here. Keep it smelling good. You're welcome, man. Blessings to you as well. I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. It's been great. It's been a longer one as well. We've gone longer. I broke the record before, though, 3 hours. So I'll probably be on tomorrow doing a stream if I feel inspired and I've got time. So come on the same time tomorrow, guys, around 8:30 in the evening, and we'll talk about another topic. We'll see what comes up. There's a lot of things to talk about. And the infill videos are coming. I'm having a meeting on Thursday. So yeah, exciting times. But you're right, it is that time now. I'm going to have a rest. I'm going to chill out, eat some fruit, maybe some any Easter egg left. I'm not sure. And watch some Eckhart Tolle and chill out. You're welcome, Nabil. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure connecting with all of you. It'll be great if you can subscribe to the channel, you guys, if you're not subscribed already. Leave a comment and go and put this into practice. Go and try it. It's all about trying it because it's all theory if you don't do it, and see the results that you're going to get because this stuff works for sure. All right. So I'll see you guys. I'll be on tomorrow evening, so check me out if you want to come on tomorrow evening. That's good. I'm glad you're practicing it. And I'm going to have a good night. Yeah. I'm going to think about what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So today was really good. It was good to connect with you guys. All right. So good night. Enjoy the process. And I'll see you at the same time tomorrow evening. Bye.